Hi guys, welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. Don here. I'm going to talk a little bit today about getting a strategy session. I do have one person set up for one of these. I'll tell you how it goes once we do that, but I'd like to invite you to do a strategy session. Basically, we're just going to chat for about a half hour and we can talk about anything you want to talk about. We can help each other out, and I think it'd be fun. Give you an update on the podcast. If you haven't subscribe and give a review. That would help a lot if you've listened to it or are listening to it. Something about TV advertising we're trying in our office. I want to walk you through that. And bone stimulator marketing. These are some marketing ideas, two of them. One is from this and one's from Personal Capital. So let's get into it. This is the bone stimulator company, right? They wrote something on a piece of paper. It's kind of individualized. Put the little card on there. I thought that was kind of a neat idea. The reps need to find a way to do that. I think the newsletter is a little bit better of an idea, but at least they took the step to do that. Something that's handwritten. I think a handwritten note, anything like that is going to be better than nothing. And I don't really have a need right now for these that much, but I think if you get in front of someone with a need, but more importantly, what they brought us was this, okay? These were the donuts. And so I think always something you can bring, people enjoy that. They were good. I specifically, which one did I like? I like the one with, this is the one I ate. This is the one with peanut butter on it. And yeah, anyway. But I think I brought it home because I still do that fasting thing that we've talked about in the past. This is an ad I got for Personal Capital, kind of a neat idea. So a lot of us do investments through financial planners, and I think that's going to continue on. But what I liked about this is a few things. They talk about free advice. Now, one thing, free advice is probably the most costly advice you can ever have. I've seen this local bank, what they say is, hey, we can do free financial planning. I think that's probably the worst thing ever, right? You tend to get what you pay for. And so if it's free, it might not be really good for you. But let's talk about the things I liked about this ad. First of all, it had a specific code for the person responding. So each person had this code. Really like that idea. Very easy way to get to the site. And they had this respond by date. Well, I missed the date, unfortunately, but you always have to put kind of a response time. So whenever you're doing something in the mail, you have to put a time that you want people to respond to. There's a need for that. Other things that we see here, asks a question. You can never ignore a question. So when will I have enough money to retire? You could ask a similar question. When will I get rid of my plantar fasciitis? When will I get rid of my nail fungus? How will I do that? That's something important. This shows authority because of the rankings on the App Store. So kind of giving authority to something. That's why I'm asking people on the app, on the Apple iTunes, if you could rank this podcast, that would help out, just because other people, they do it based on the ranking, just like in our offices as well. And I'll put a little link there so you can kind of rank it really easily underneath this video. Free retirement, once again, free is a good word. And also used by more than 2.8 million people to track $1 trillion. Kind of a neat idea. So it tells how many people. Once again, this is the herd mentality for people. So I thought that was kind of a neat idea. Okay, so let's go into it here and go to the next page. This is the strategy session. You go to Podiatry Practice Mastery, just schedule with me, pick a time, and we can chat about whatever is on your heart. I tend to like to talk about practice management, workflows, treatment protocols, technology, stuff like that. Next here, please join Podiatry Practice Mastery. That way you can get all these emails and information and up-to-date stuff, and we can kind of make it together. Currently, we have a little over 300 people signed up for these things that are coming out. This is the podcast, and this is the one on Apple. I have 3 rankings. Woohoo! So I'd hope to have more next time. If you guys would just go there, I'll put a little link and you can rank it. I am always recording a week after, so this is the one from today, which I'm recording in a week after. Renting out your EPAT. So we did talk a little bit about that. We're trying to rent out our Shockwave for cash. Kind of an interesting thing. You might like that. We did another webinar on plantar fasciitis. If you want to listen to our webinar, and I kind of go through the workflow of how to set up a webinar. Not that you you want to listen to my webinar, but just to how we did that and how it worked in our office and how we sent it out afterwards. What worked and what was bad or what sucked about our last webinar, and then a deep dive into Gmail. There's a couple of functions in Gmail I talk about here called send later and then email templates. So those are the things we talked about this week in the podcast. And then finally, I want to talk about, we had a TV, we're thinking about doing a TV ad. And this is kind of something interesting. They tried to, they put our little logo on here, trying to get us to that name recognition. They met with my office manager and me. And so what they were trying to do, this is a Comcast company, Spectrum. They talk about their cable network, and they have this Spectrum News, and they want us to be on the news. And so what they were offering, they're saying, how many households look at it and things like that. The viewers are turning in. Now, the problem is it's kind of generic. Each time there's more viewers and they're liking it, but this is all subjective, not really objective. But they say kind of where it goes from. Our offices are right here and kind of right around here. That's where our offices are, and what the age range is and things like that. What they're wanting us to do is advertise for them, right? And so what they recommended, and this is a little video, talks about their news station and how many they reach. So Spectrum households they reach. And the reason that how they can reach so many is because for this news station is they put it on channel number 1. So it's the first thing that it pops up to. And they talk about household facts, how much they earn, things like that. What I was more interested in was this thing called geo-targeting advertising. And what this is basically I would pick this little brown color and this little purple color, and I would only do ads for a specific diagnosis within this area. And then some of the complexities, which I'm not sure how to do yet, is you have to kind of film your own ad, a 30-second, we call it a spot. So we'd have to do that. We'd have to figure out how many spots we want. What they wanted us to do is they wanted us to sponsor something like the sports station. But my thought is, well, if you sponsor the sports portion of the news, who's watching sports? Usually it's like older men, I would guess. And who's watching Spectrum News when you can watch other types of news? I don't know how many people are actually watching it, but that's what they wanted us to do. What I liked about this other one is that those zip codes, I could specifically put advertisements on these main stations like A&E, CNN, major sports, Monday Night Football, things like that. I thought that was kind of a neat idea. And it also goes to the streaming content. But the neat thing is you could be on like Monday Night Football because they have so many spots that are available based on your zip code. This is the thing they're trying to sell us was an exclusive sponsorship to sports. Not sure I really want that, but what they talk about is you'll get 8 commercials Monday through Sunday, 8 commercials during these time, and 5 commercials during the kind of the prime time areas, and then these video billboards. And I don't know, the annual investment, $25,000. Is it worth it? $2,000 a month? I don't know. It's hard to track. So do you try it and you have a year agreement? Do you try it for a year? I'm not sure. I'm still trying these newsletter thing first. That's what I'm going to bet my money on. But it's kind of a neat idea. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Please join Podiatry Practice Mastery and set up for a strategy session. We can talk more.